Hey Deckers, patch 1.04 is out for The Last of Us Part 1, and has it made a difference on Steam Deck? Well, yes it has, but not quite as much as we'd hoped. We'll come on to that in just a second, and you will have to completely rebuild your shaders, which took around 20 minutes for me on the SD card, and we're still sitting at around 17,000 reviews, giving this still a mixed rating overall on PC. But if we look back at the performance on patch 1.02, and 1.03 didn't really improve much since we didn't look at it, we can see here even with balanced FSR2, we were down into the 25 and 28 range a lot of the time, and it really didn't look that good. But now, this time, we can push FSR to quality mode for the most part, but we will still have to keep everything else on low. And I did make a couple of extra tweaks here as well, just to eke out the performance a little bit more, while turning down the camera shake, and also turning off the motion blur, chromatic aberration, and film grain intensity. Once I did this, even in a fairly hefty boss fight, and if you've tried to fight this boss, you'll know what I mean, you can see that I am still holding 30 frames per second for the most part. And this is on FSR2 quality mode, which means it's nowhere near as grainy as balanced, but it's still not the best. On the deck screen itself though, it does look quite good, and this is definitely in the playable range in my book. However, it's not perfect, as immediately after this scene, as you go out into the outside area, we see that load drop once again. Now this does seem to be either shader cache issues or just loading area issues in general, because this is a temporary dip. So even though it does dip down into the low 20s during this battle sequence, and I did die, so once I reloaded into this section, it was back up to pretty much a stable 30. So you are still going to get these dips into some new areas, and if that happens, I would just wait a few seconds or wait for the inevitable respawn, and you will get that better performance back. So still not perfect, and still has a way to go I think in performance overall. But with this update and being able to play mostly on FSR2 quality, even on those lower settings, this is definitely more in the playable realm than it was before. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to dive into this one, and I'll leave you with a little bit more gameplay without me talking. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Back to pushing.